Hello and Assalamu alaikum. I'm here with my new video and it's related to the topic variation. And in variation, we are going to discuss direct proportion. So we will discuss the type of questions which are usually coming in CIs for direct proportions. And after finishing this topic, we will move to inverse proportions. So the very first question you can see that when it is written that y varies directly as the square of x. Sometimes it can be written as y is directly proportional to square of x. Both are having the same meanings. So these are usually coming in paper one and normally having 2 to 3 marks. So you must have the concepts. So how to solve these? So I'm going to solve this type of question through uh, two methods. So if you feel any one of them easier than the other one, then you can go for that. Okay. So for the first method, actually, we have to write down y first, and then there is a proportionality sign, and then square of x means x squared. We can write down x raised to the power of 2. Now we have to remove this proportionality sign and then put an equals to sign with a constant k and then x squared. So the very first information we have to put y equals to 1 by 5 and x must be put 1 by 2 means that when the value of x is 1 by 2, then at that time the value of y was 1 by 5. So square of 1 and square of 2, we can do it quite easily, means square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, 1 by 4. Now we can cross multiply. The answer for the k will be 4 divided by 5. Once you have found the value of k, now you have to replace that value of k into the equation connecting y and x. This is the equation connecting y and x, or we can say expression of y in terms of x. Okay, there are two things you have to just remember that y equals to putting the value of k, that is 4 over 5, and x squared. This is equation connecting y and x, or we can say expression of y in terms of x. So what we have to do next? Actually, this is a thing we have to do. Find y. We have to find the value of y. In place of y, we have to write on y. No need to change anything. But in place of x, we have to place 10 here. So replacing the value of x with 10. So 4 over 5 and times 10 squared. So first of all, do square first. You don't have to cut down like 5 1 times 5 2 times 10. That will be wrong because square must be done first and then we can simplify it further. 4 over 5 and 8 times 100. Now we can cut down the numbers like 5 1 times and 5 2 times and 0. So 2 times 4 is 8 and 0 will be written as it is. So y equals to 80. This is first of the method in which we have to find y, and we have done through this. So I hope so you understand. So I'm going to the second method. If you feel that one easy, you can choose that one, or you can go for the first. It totally depends on you. So I'm just putting that proportionality signs, like what are the two terms actually? One is y and the other one is to be ratioed with square of x means x squared. What are the first information which is given? That is y is 1 over 5 when x is 1 by 2. So actually we have written x squared. So the value of x must be squared. So what is 1 by 2 squared? We have to do in rough work. 1 by 2 squared is 1 over 4. So we can write down 1 over 4 means when the value of y is 1 over 5, at that time square of x is 1 over 4. So in the next step, what we have to do, we have to find the value of y at, you can say at y, we can put any variable, like we can say a, say it is equals to a, and the value of x is 10 at that time. We have to replace 10 in place of x squared, but it is square of x. We have to take square. So 10 squared is 100. I have to write down 100. So for the direct proportion, we have to cross multiply this thing. Means that if we do this thing directly, then we will be having our answer in just 2 to 3 steps. Now, 1 by 4 will be multiplied with that a equals to, we have to put equals to sign and then cross multiply these two, means 1 by 5 times 100. Now you can simplify them by 1 times 5, 20 times 100. Now this 4 is divided and 1 times a will be a and equals to 4 times 20. 4 times 20 is 80. Basically that a is actually the value of y, which we have supposed. So it means that this is the value for y, and we have found the same answers through both of the methods. So I hope so you understand this. So moving ahead to some other type of questions related to variations. I'm moving quickly. So moving quickly to some different question. In this type of question, in which they have written on find x in terms of t, this is basically expression of x in terms of t. We don't have to find any value, means in terms of number, okay, number form. Basically, x must be equal to something of t. So how to do this? So I'm applying the first method, like y is directly proportional to x, that is y and proportionality sign and write on x in front of y. That means that y is directly proportional to x. Replace that proportionality sign with a constant and equals to sign as well, kx. Now, when x is equals to 4, replace x with 4 and y is t at that time. Now we have to find the value of k. How we can find? 4 and k are going to multiply, divide that 4 onto the other side, so it becomes t over 4, which is equals to k. So this was the value for k. Now we have to replace that value of k into the equation that is connecting y and x. What it becomes? It becomes y equals to t by 4. That was the value for k, and write on x alongside it. What about what's the next step? Actually, they are saying that find x. We don't have to replace x with any other thing. Just write on x here. And at that time, the value of y is 2. Replace y with 2 and equals to t over 4 and times x. So now what we have to do, we have to do cross multiplication. 4 times 2 is resulting in 8 and t is actually going to multiply with x. So if one term is going to multiply on one side, it will be divided onto the other side. It becomes 8 divided by t, and that is equals to x. We have found the answer. Basically, this is expression of x in terms of t. So 8 over t will be our final answer. So moving ahead to some difficult type of questions. Difficult means some different type in which most of the students do some kind of mistake. So moving ahead to that type of question. So I'm just focusing on this question. How we can solve? Why is proportional? Proportional means it is obvious. It is direct proportion. We have to do the first method. Y is proportionality sign with x minus 1 and whole squared. Now replacing that proportionality sign with an equals to sign with k and x minus 1 whole squared. So given that when y is 18, replace 18 when x is 4, k times 4 minus 1. Do the subtraction thing first and then take squared. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. We have done it in one step. It's fine. So now 9 is going to be divided onto the other side. So 18 over 9, which must be equals to 2. 9 one times and 9 two times is 18. So k equals to 2. Now we have to replace that value of k into the equation connecting y and x. This is equation. So we can write on y equals to 2 times x minus 1 whole squared. This is the equation connecting x and y, or we can say expression of y in terms of x. So what we have to do, we have to find y. Just stay, you can say write down y as it is and replace x with 6. So 6 minus 1 whole squared. So 6 minus 1 is basically 5, and 5 squared is 25. So 2 times 25 results in 50. So this is answer for y. If you have any queries related to direct proportion, you can just write down in the comment section. We have different other questions as well. So if you want to, you can say have some other practice questions, then you can write down in the comment section as well. I will provide you there as well. So kindly subscribe and share my channel, and thanks for watching.